Kylian Mbappe has aggravated his ankle, and actually it's announced as an injury to Kylian Mbappe after playing for the French national team against Azerbaijan. This strikes a blow to all Real Madrid fans because we want him fully fit to play Barcelona. We know that. But this fool, Didier Deschamps, is absolutely getting cooked today because he knows about his ankle injury. Don't you know, Didier Deschamps, that he actually aggravated it against Villarreal? Don't you know that? So why are you playing him versus Azerbaijan? Tell me why. Tell me. I'm fuming today. I'm fuming. I woke up and I knew about the worries yesterday. But then Didier Deschamps has the actual nerve to come out on the press and saying, oh, it only needs rest. Well, why did you play him in the first place? You could have brought Thierry Henry out of retirement to play against Azerbaijan. You could have taken him away from CBS Sports Galazo, where he's probably banging Kate Scott on the sly, and still played him against Azerbaijan, and he probably would have bagged a goal. That's how simple that game is. I know the magnitude of the game, but the magnitude of El Clasico is bigger. It's bigger. Don't tell me that you needed to play him against Azerbaijan. Please, don't even try and justify it, because you are a fool. I respect you as a player. I respected you as a player many times when I watched you. But as a manager, you are a fool. Simple as. Because in these international games, it's not just Mbappe here. It's not just Mbappe. You're having a string of players injured. A string of them injured just because of international duty. Why are international games stacked up like no man's business? Why are they stacked up continuously against club competitions? Why do the players not get a rest? Why can't they be fit and healthy to come back and say, okay, Getafe, Juventus, and Barcelona? Why can't we have our full roster fighting fit for those games? Because of international managers feeling that they needed to call them up for games of this. Come on, man. Come on. Please don't tell me that you needed to call up Kylian Mbappe for this match against Azerbaijan. You are absolutely smoking some serious stuff, Didier Deschamps. Yeah? That team of French players is absolutely stacked. Stacked. Camavinga didn't even need to go out there. He made a cameo appearance in, obviously, the match. He didn't need to go out there. Camavinga's just come back from a major injury. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Because these managers just believe in one thing. Oh, they are absolute priority. When they play so many matches for club competition, Real Madrid play crazy amount of matches. I understand it's the World Cup qualifier. I understand that. I understand. But get them off the bench. Get them away from international cup competitions if they are not fit. Why do they need to serve that purpose? Why? Look, the Spanish team as well, the same thing. You can see a lot of Barcelona players struggling. Look, they are still football players. Football players, you want to see them play at their absolute best. Absolute best. So you have to literally call it, read the room. If Mbappe has aggravated his ankle against flipping Villarreal, why are you taking him out to France to play against Azerbaijan? What is the purpose? Yes, he gets his international goal. Great stuff. He got a goal. Vinny got a goal. Rodrigo got 2 goals. They played excellently well for Brazil against South Korea. But you're flying them like crazy amounts of times around the world. Brazil's still going to play Japan. And Ancelotti also. Let me tell you something about Ancelotti. That guy, I said before he was doing the Lord's work. Now he's a fraud. Why are you shipping out Vinny and Rodrigo to play friendlies? Friendlies. Again, the key word here is friendlies. Why? What do you need them for? They could beat South Korea, they could beat Japan without the actual need of Vinny and Rodrigo to be there. When you want to get serious about putting your team together, flying them out to friendlies close to the World Cup, I agree. Because the World Cup is the biggest tournament in world football. It's bigger than club competition, the World Cup. But the situation is you don't need to fly them out now to play friendlies against South Korea and flipping Japan. My Lord, these guys clueless in the head. Man like Ancelotti is absolutely sabotaging the whole situation. That's not the worst one. You fly out Militao, Eder Militao, to play against South Korea and Japan. Ancelotti, are you high in the head? Quite literally. Are you? I understand the need for certain players to do their duties because they're probably the best players in the squad. I know Vinny and Rodrigo are probably one of the best players in the Brazilian squad, but not for international friendlies. Mbappe, the French squad is absolutely stacked with great players. Stacked. And you fly them out. Are you crazy in the head? That is mad to me. It's absolutely ridiculous. International duty is one of the biggest absolute nails in the heart for any footballer. When, especially on the magnitude of games that come up, because you have Champions League games, a string of Champions League games, Juventus, a tough game, tough. Getafe, away, they're going to be on your ankles, mate, like that. Exactly like that. And then finally, El Clasico, and then another string of Champions League games, and then more games. Have you seen the actual list of games coming up, even after Barcelona? Didier Deschamps is absolutely mad. I don't care about international duty on this scale when against Azerbaijan. I understand if it was France versus, I don't know, Germany or something on terms of a World Cup qualifier, a big match, then you play Mbappe, but not against Azerbaijan. That is absolutely ridiculous to me. Ridiculous. And Spain have a match today against Georgia. Who's playing? That's the situation. That's up to De La Fuente. If he calls up Barcelona players, and Barcelona fans are going to be exactly the same. They're going to be exactly the same as Real Madrid fans, worrying about Olmo, worrying about different players, worry about this, worry about that. There is a string of players that go out on international duty on games that they don't need to. You don't want to see, for example, players of Mbappe or Yamal's status to be injured for long terms because of one bad move on an international break, and we've seen it before. We've seen it before on players that go on international break and have long-term injuries. We don't want to see that with Real Madrid players. That is factual. And as footballing purists, you don't want to see that with any player. Any player. You've seen Saka go out many times to England. Many times. And then ruin his chances to play for Arsenal because of something that happened in an England training camp or an England match. That is the bare bones of it. Yeah? And this is the same thing because your main players are starring. Your main players need to be fit and ready to play in the club competitions. If they're not, I blame you. I blame you, Didier Deschamps. I will blame you, Didier Deschamps, if Mbappe does not look the same for bloody Getafe away, which is a very crucial game, by the way, in the run-up to El Clasico. A very crucial game. Because if we drop points there, and Barcelona can win points, then it's just going to be neck and neck going into El Clasico. It gives them more motivation to go into that match. More of it. So we need to be ahead of Barcelona, and you are doing this against Azerbaijan. Come off it, mate. Come off it. You need your head tested. Honestly, Didier Deschamps absolutely needs his head tested because I'm fuming at this. It's consistently a time and time and time again where you're looking at international break and you're waiting for the news like this. Please, please, please don't let him get injured. Please don't get him injured. Don't let him get injured. Why are you playing him? Why? Tell me why. Tell me why are you playing Mbappe against Azerbaijan? This guy is absolutely nuts in the head. Honestly, I'm just baffled by the squad choices to even feature Camavinga in a game when he's come back from a long-term injury. This Didier Deschamps doesn't even know what he's doing, isn't he? He doesn't know what he's doing. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm fuming at that. Fuming. Fuming. He needs his head tested, honestly. And I can't stand to see players getting consistently injured because of international duty. It's absolutely a farce. Unbelievable. We need to have more consideration with how many games these players have. They have endless games backed up one upon each other. When you start Champions League and you start playing La Liga, and then you start, but look, international duty, I tell you what, it's the minimum now. When you start playing Copa del Rey and La Liga and Super Cup and Champions League and all the different competitions together, and when it starts heating up around March and towards April and May, when the business end of the competition, this is what I mean. It is an absolute problem. And international duty, there's another big international break coming up in November. Big international break. This is the final World Cup qualifiers. And these are the most important games for the national teams. There, maybe I can understand. But now, against teams like Azerbaijan, trust him in this one, he did not need to go. Guys, take care, guys. I'm in my new setup now. Don't forget, merch is dropping very soon. I'm not wearing it at the moment because it's currently in the wash. Obviously, I've got a tester, so I'll be wearing it on the next video anyway. And guys, take care, like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Adios.